Hi, Amanda.
Hi. What are you doing in my bed?
Wow.
Okay, wow.
This is Amanda Eliasch, who actually sometimes uses her bed as an office.
Yes,
Sundays.
always.
And Sundays she rings up girlfriends and talks for hours.
Yeah, I don't think men really fit into my life terribly because they would just annoy me if I can't stay in bed.
See, you have tarot cards in your hands, so you are very in tune as well.
I wouldn't say I was a great. I wouldn't say I was a good. I'm a good reader. I use it for all sorts of things, for work, for meeting people. I love numerology. I like the cosmos, like you do, and I love anything that's sort of esoteric, religious. You know, I love things like the Fore Requiem, for instance, which I also think goes into this. I like sort of church. I'm very similar to Barrington in that way.
You are really living a moment.
Yes.
And you get fascinated with the moment, what's happening right now and right here.
Yes.
With world, with your personal life.
I definitely think so. And, you know, I was mad about love for many years. You know, I bored myself to death over love. And of course I love being in love. But at the end, it's everything else as well. And I would love to have a companion, but I'm absolutely impossible. I'm absolutely impossible. For any length of time. I deliberately break things. You know, I told a man the other day that he was lousy in bed tomorrow, and it wasn't true. I just had to get rid of him. It was not because I wanted to be mean, but because I just wanted to be free. And I really like that freedom. If I want to get up in the middle of the night, I can get up. I can go and work on my projects. And I do a lot of things in the middle of the night because that's my best concentration.
Fear of freedom, manipulation, too much information, greed, need, fuzzy brain, wanting a clean. Can you clean it? Like a car? Why? Why not my brain? Needs a clean.
Reading your blogs constantly, you write what you think.
And I don't like laws, so I just say what I think. I don't think, I try not to be too mean, but of course there's a piece in me that's a bit naughty and wicked, and I can think of 100 nice things to say and 100 rather nasty things to say.
I think sometimes the more wicked you are, you have the more readers.
I don't know, but I'm always amazed the number of people that do read it, and it's sort of extraordinary really, because if you put all the people in your room, you know, you're suddenly very crowded.
But also you are a great visionary. You see, you can visualize things, and you perhaps sometimes you don't even feel much word.
I was brought up with film. My grandfather was a film director and writer and producer, and he did all his own work. He worked with Hitchcock, he wrote the script for Lady Vanishes, he worked with Peter Sellers, and he did a film called Only Two Can Play. You know, I loved the way he wrote, and he was brilliant with comedy, and he was also very good with lighting because he could do thrillers. He loved thrillers, and he did 1 or 2 thrillers, and so he would sit with me as a child, and he would discuss the whole film making and say, you know, I should have used more light there and I shouldn't have used light there. And he loved lighting and the way a film looked, and I suppose he naturally just taught me. I did a film about my life. My father asked me to write a book on my life. He wanted me to write about 5,000 words on almost anything, and I chose about my childhood up until the present day. And then I made it into a film and the theatre, and I got a girlfriend of mine to act me. And I suppose the really clever idea was that I was correcting her. She didn't like it very much, but who cares? She wasn't playing me. As I told her, I am me, you are playing me, and if you get something wrong, I'm going to tell you. All what I do for love. I won a few prizes, which are the only prizes I've ever won.
But you were self-taught really in making things,
I don't
right?
really like the idea of teaching. Maybe I'm a rebel in this way. I love the idea of education, but there has to be a time at the end of education where you throw it all away. Because if you don't throw it all away, you're not going to be creative. I like fuck ups, and I want to make messes of my life, and then that's the interest, and that's when art for me comes into being interesting.
And how do you define work and creativity? What is for you?
Well, work is something like hell on earth. You know, going and doing a 9-to-5 job and working in a bank and adding up money or something like that. That's work for me. I mean, creativity is something that happens to me all day long. If only I could paint, because I would paint as well. It would be, I suppose I think in colours and words, and I think in light and dark. There are so many things in the world that are wonderful to do, you know, to decorate a room, to go outside and walk, to go and plant a garden. There's so many things that I would like to do in my life. So every day I think, oh, I would like to do this, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do this. And I only get maybe one of those things done. There are not enough hours in the day to do everything that I'd like to do. I'm very greedy with time. I mean, it might be and I'm a magpie. So if I'm speaking to you on the telephone, I might steal all your words. You know, I like that feeling of being a magpie. I think that writers are magpies. Hug my memories to me, trying to capture small fragments of feeling, remembering your skin and hair, swimming in pools of light, holding me in the water, losing me, holding me there. Dogs disturbing the peace, wanting to play, lost in warm water. I tried to hold you in my arms, but you're not there, scribbling over my thoughts. I try to smile, but cannot. Quiet, please, shh. Quiet, so I can again listen to the water and feel you against me once again. I suit quite being on my own. I always thought that I worked well with other people, but it's actually only a few people that I work well with.
You are comfortable with solitude?
Yes.
Do you learn to live by yourself?
I wrote about solitude, in fact, because I wrote, when a woman learns to deal with her loneliness, she's free. And I honestly believe that. You know, I really like being on my own or working at that loneliness, because ultimately we die on our own. Nobody's going to come with us through the hole to God. Okay, so we might as well learn to deal with it in the beginning. No longer caring about the past, no longer miserable, so much calmer, loving a little solitude, but not too much. I love the feeling of being touched, held and kissed. Not for me to be on my own too long, not for me a bachelor life, not for me.
Your whole life, you have chunks and sequences from everywhere, from music, from drama, from theatre, from painting, from films.
And I have to thank my mother, because, you know, my mother was an opera singer, and, you know, she had this brilliant artistic vision, but she couldn't harness her actual talents, which is that she was an extraordinary singer, probably as good as Callas. And that's a great thing to say, a great honour. And she could sing absolutely beautifully. And from a child, I would only like her if she sang. In fact, I didn't like her at all. But if she sang, I loved her.
Do you recognize your mom sometimes in you?
Valda Foreman was my great-grandmother. No, my grandmother. And my other grandmother was the pianist. But this one was a bit of a rebel. She jumped out of the window when my father was 8 years old, and she never went to see her children again. I have this terrible fear that I'm going to do exactly the same thing. And I did. You know, that's the awful thing. So your DNA trickles down. You know, I'm not trickled down Trump, I'm trickled down Amanda. Everything trickled down to me, and I wanted to jump out of the window, you know, to be free.
We discuss about changing DNA, and you do, you know, about
Well, I
food.
try to do it.
Food.
I love food. I love playing with food, you know, because of course I eat a lot and then I don't eat a lot, and I eat a lot and I don't. So I do have a funny relationship with it, and probably if I went to Eating Disorders Anonymous, they ruin everything, fuck everything up. They fuck all my fun up.
Do you have sneaky donuts sometimes?
Of course. I love donuts. If I could get a donut, actually I'd forgotten about donuts. I absolutely love donuts and I love buns and I love all these fattening things. I'm not going to give them up, but there comes a limit. You know, there has to be a limit.
So you are a drama queen. You are.
I'm a big drama queen.
Yes, you're a diva. You like drama.
Yes.
But you don't like other people's drama. You like your own drama. I know.
I'm not sure I like other people. I'm extremely selfish. I don't notice other people's drama. I don't know what's going on. Somebody once said to me on a Facebook page, "Oh, do you look at everybody else's Facebook page?" I honestly can say I don't look at other people's Instagram, or I'm a completely only interested in myself.
Self-obsessed?
Yes, self-obsessed diva.
Do you think sometimes you are a threat to many women or men? Do you feel that?
I don't know. No, I don't really sort of see that sort of. I don't.
Because you're a very strong character. You are very, you know.
I mean, I suppose I could be intimidating. I'm often told off for that, but we are who we are.